Hey, I'm Scott, and I am an American in Bangkok. Today, I'm going to go over a letter that I got. Really, it's a message, but it has to do with the 5 things that I talked about that you need when you decide you're going to live in Thailand, when you're going to make the move to Thailand. 5 things, and those 5 things were an open mind, money, the courage to come over and leave your comfort zone, patience, and determination. Now, I got this letter from a guy, and this is what he wrote. He said, hey, buddy. No, he didn't say, hey, buddy. He just said, hey, uh, police pulled me over on a soy off Walking Street. They could have planted drugs on me and did whatever they wanted, as there was no one around except for an old lady in her shop filming my stop by the cops. I wasn't wearing a mask. He asked why. Well, there's your first mistake right there. You weren't wearing a mask. And I understand it's hot, it's irritating, it's frustrating. But once you don't wear the mask and the cop sees you, you're in a position of disadvantage. And what do I always say? I say, don't put yourself in a position of disadvantage. Anyway, I wasn't wearing a mask. He asked me why. I told him because my helmet has a face shield, and still he didn't buy it. I don't blame him. He took my driver's license and had the other cop escort me back to the front of Walking Street. At the front of Walking Street, there were a handful of people being ticketed. He told me my license was expired. I told him the office said Farang can't renew their license until after COVID. This was the big chief. Now, I've been here long enough to be respectful and polite, and I heard your voice in my head from your video the other day. He told me to wear my mask and update my license ASAP. He said I can go. I was like, you sure? He said yes. I asked his name, did my why, did my best Thai thanking him, and told him as soon as I get my license done, I will report back to him with it. He smiled and said that would be nice and laughed lightly. I am one lucky MFer. You know what that means. I don't have to say it. One thing I can say is I have always, knock on wood, been lucky with police because I'm very polite and courteous and respectful to them. So effing lucky this time. But you can tell your listeners your voice came up in my head. That's a little bit scary, but okay. Be calm, be respectful, be curious. I think he means courteous. And mostly be patient. And so I wrote him back and I said, the honey goes a lot farther here than elsewhere. You play nice and you can get away with just about anything. I mean, if you play nasty and you start getting uppity, then you're not going to get very far. He said, I was sweating. Crazy, huh? And then he says, these Arabs that got pulled over were freaking out, puffing out their chest. I wanted to give them the link to your video. He said they were really being difficult. Then some twat from Oz started calling his cop a monkey. Moron. Yeah, that's not good. You start name calling any police. It's not only the Thai police, but being courteous and being polite and just saying cop, 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 kotod cop, excuse me, yes, 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 sir, sir, okay, yes, sir, yes, sir. Just being respectful of their authority. And like it or not, police have authority, and you don't, unless you're a policeman. He said, I'm being calm and speaking slowly enough for him to keep up and understand, but not in a way where I thought he would feel insulted. He was sitting in a chair on the sidewalk, and when I parked and got off my bike, I kind of crouched down, speaking low, so I guess he could see I was being proper. The other police officer offered me a chair to sit down. Now, I will say this about the Thai police. I've had a couple of run-ins. Only one that was fairly serious, and that was many years ago. Well, two. And one was because of a fight that I didn't start and I didn't want or anything like that. But after the fight, I was very respectful and I was very polite. And I just was like, cop, cop, cop. Okay, no problem, no problem. I go with you. It's okay. You don't want to fight him because you're not going to win. That's the thing. You are not going to win. Especially if they call in reinforcements, and what they will possibly do, you get really difficult with them. They take you in a room, and they either just let you sit there for hours and hours and hours, or they give you a nice working over. He said one thing, hey man, it's what you learn here on how to navigate Thailand. Like you said, patience. And you have to have patience. And I was just saying it the other day. I went to go get, what was it that I went to go get? Oh, an electrical cord. I'm in the mall. And this girl at the cash register, it's 2 minutes before 12. They're open, her little stand with the cash register is open from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Now, instead of her saying, okay, I know I got 2 minutes, I'm just going to help the guy. No, she didn't do that. And I understand it in a way, because she's not getting paid, probably. She only gets paid from a certain time to a certain time, or whatever. But she said, no, I'm not going to open up for this guy. And I was like, oh, man, are you kidding me? It's like, it was like 1 minute, 2 minutes before 12. So they took me over to this other place, and there's like 3 people in line, and there's one cashier, and there's like 5 people sitting there doing nothing. And inside, I'm starting to go, after about 10 minutes, I'm going, are you kidding me? What is the deal? Why are they so slow? And, I'm thinking in my head this, but I'm like, no. Just, keep it inside. Don't let it out, because it's not going to do you any good. I wanted to just go, what the I was like, what is your problem? I'm like, you take me over here. I could have been done by now and down. But, then I thought about it, and I was just like, it's not that big of a deal. I wasn't in a hurry. So I'm like, all right, let me just, stand here and watch things go down. Cop. Thank you. And I'm thinking, it took them 20 minutes to take care of me when it could have taken me 30 seconds. And, that's the thing. It's a matter, okay, well, this is how it is here. What are you going to do? You got to just kind of relax, not let it get to you. And, this is another thing here that people don't really think about, is that time, your relationship with time might not be the same as their relationship with time. There is such a thing as Thai time, and there are many Thais. Now, I know, like my wife, she can't stand it when people are late, like really late. If 5 minutes, okay, she'd be understanding. But like when someone says, I'll be there at 1 o'clock, if they don't show up until 2, she's pissed, because she wouldn't do that. But there are a lot of Thais who, they just figure, this is, hey, I had to go here, and there was traffic, and listen, to me, where I come from, that don't fly. If you're an hour late for work, you're an hour late for work. No ifs, ands, and buts. I don't want to hear your excuses. You should have left an hour earlier. But here, that's not always the case. So you got to remember to be patient. Patience is a virtue. When I was 20 years old, a 30-year-old woman told me this, and it has stuck with me ever since. She said, just chill out. Nothing's worth getting upset about, honey. Don't be like that. Now, she didn't speak like an old lady, but I don't have a 30-year-old voice versus a 60-year-old voice. I think I only got one old lady voice in the can. But anyway, that's all I have. Thanks for sending that message in. And until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Listen, do me a favor. Click like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'd appreciate that. What else? Check down in the description. Everything's in the description. Until next time, choke D, Leo, jerk and my. That's good luck, and see you later.